Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Kashif Boothe podcast. If you're new here, each week I sit down with a guest and we discuss their career so far, the highs, the lows, what they've learned, and what's next for them. In my first season of this web series, I'm always getting that wrong. Podcast. I'm interviewing Black female writers, directors who I feel like are doing big things, but just aren't really talked about enough. I think for you, my advice to you also would be to get a producer so that the producer can handle all that. Do you get what I'm saying? And get references. Get references.
Mhm.
Get references. Make sure you get references. But the thing is, what I've learned is that sometimes when you're working with actors and they're not being paid, um, there tends to be a lack of care. So it's like, well, I'm not getting paid, so I don't need to be
Yeah.
there on time, or do you know what I mean? And I used to find it very disrespectful, and it used to make my anxiety be very high because I'm like, I don't know if they're going to show up. I don't know if they're going to be on time because I had actors sometimes not show up on the day. And literally, you
Mhm.
just have to like make it work or come up with some BS excuse. I'm so sorry, I'm sick, or oh my gosh, my best friend's been in an accident or whatever, and it's like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then when people say that to me on the day of set, and I'm like, okay, they're lying. People, they look at me like, how could you be so inconsiderate? They could pretend the truth. I'm like, I've heard the same excuses like 5,000 times. So, so I think for you, get a good producer, a producer who can
Mhm.
handle all of that so that, do you get what I mean? You don't have to worry about that. So you can vet these actors or vet the crew you're working with so that you don't have to deal with that again. Because as a director, you just want to focus on the shot. You want to you want to work on the scene with the DOP. Those are, and work with your gaffer. Those are the key things that you want to do when you're on.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be worrying about where's the actor, or oh my gosh, the set is not gonna be ready for
Mhm.
us on time. The producer can figure that out. And the production manager
100%.
can do it because that's their job to anticipate what needs to be done, be a problem solver, and do the next thing. So yeah. So what would you say is the best piece of advice you've received?
Besides that one just now,
Oh.
um,
Well, I try.
COVID happened. Cool. Come back from my honeymoon in February. April, my contract of my jobs run out, and I'm just there like writing, consistently writing, but applying for jobs that I hate for the sake of, I need to maintain my lifestyle. And it just wasn't happening. And I was like, wow, these are really testing times. And you know what? I slid in so many producers' DMs shamelessly. So many different producers. I linked and connected with different writers, kind of contacted a producer, and he actually agreed to like read some of my work and give me some. And he was a BAFTA award-winning producer, and we zoomed just like how we are now. And he was fantastic, gave me all this advice, and I tweeted out this script called Black Etiquette that I had written, and I tweeted, like, took a picture. I was like, "Yep, it's done." And then he retweeted it, and when he retweeted it, I had people sliding in my DMs for fun. I was like, "Oh my god!"
What? Okay.
Yeah, and then I started sharing it, and then I started still talking to different production companies, and then an opportunity that come up, something that I've been keeping a secret for a really long time, but I've realized now in this reflection of COVID, so I'll speak about this now,
Mhm.
that it's really important to share your wins, because if you don't share your wins, how do you progress? How do you understand? And how do you learn? And how do you grow from that? And I'd gotten onto all these kind of different Zooms with different production companies, because obviously George Floyd happened. And then there was this kind of call out for Black and Asian minority writers, and got to be in all these different spaces. But then an opportunity came up, and I got picked to write a show for Channel 4, which is currently in development. So I've been keeping that a secret
So
since
is this an
July last
exclusive I've
year.
got? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you've got an exclusive because
Yes.